Recognize the gentleman from South Carolina, Mr. Duncan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And Mr. Feinberg, thanks for being here and answering these questions for us today. It was interesting to hear that you can't pay moratorium claims, because I think that has been a significant impact on the Gulf region with the loss of businesses, the domino effect, not just the oil rigs, but the oil industry servicing, oil field servicing industries of welders and pipe fitters and people haulers and food services, and it just goes on as you delve into it. I do know that from talking with Mr. Landry, the Baton Rouge Foundation that actually paid some moratorium claims, but it's closed now, and the remaining money, because they didn't pay out 100%, went to another charitable organization versus paying folks that were hurt in the moratorium. I don't have any specific questions for you, but I'm going to yield the balance of my time to someone that knows this issue, Mr. Landry from Louisiana.
Thank you, Mr. Duncan. Mr. Feinberg, how are you?
Good, thank you.
I am concerned about the moratorium fund, because is it not correct, just very short because we're a limited amount of time, that the fund that you administer, you cannot pay out to companies who were affected by the moratorium? Is that not correct?
That is correct.
Okay. So they have to go to a $100 million fund. You have a $20 billion fund. I think there's some disparity in there, and I'm going to visit with you, Mr. Holt, because I don't have a lot of time, but I'll tell you how that's a disaster as well. I've got a guy in a fab yard looking for that. The problem I'm having, do you know how many claims were settled in regards to the shrimping industry that were paid to shrimpers who were Louisiana certified commercial fishermen?
I can probably get you that number.
Okay, because the concern I have is that once y'all open that fund, there was a blue light special on white boots, okay, down in Louisiana, and to me that allowed people to claim that they were shrimpers, but that were not shrimpers, or were not traditional commercial shrimpers. And of course, I've heard stories where there are shrimpers that got paid very little, and there are hobbying shrimpers, I guess you call them, or tourism shrimpers that got paid a lot. And to me, it's very simple. Wildlife and Fisheries in Louisiana certifies our commercial fishermen. But y'all are not using that in the matrix when y'all are paying out. And that concerns me, because it seems as though when I go back on the ground, I continue to hear stories of people who really need this money, people who have been in the shrimping industry for generation after generation that are not getting the help. But the fly-by-night people are getting them a check, and maybe it's not as much as the actual traditional shrimp would be eligible for. But you know, a $5,000 and $10,000 and $15,000 check to a guy that just puts up a trawl on his boat and that is a concern of mine. Can you address that?
Yes, I can address it a couple of ways. First, we are paying commercial shrimpers, large shrimp companies, individual shrimpers. We do not discriminate against commercial shrimpers. But I want to agree with you, Congressman. I think that if there's one area where the Gulf Coast Claims Facility has to be more receptive and generous, it is with the commercial shrimping industry in Louisiana.
Okay, so you said that, and you said that this is the second time, and I appreciate that. And the question is what are you going to do about it?
Here's what we're doing about it. Within the next few weeks, we hope to announce new rules, to deal particularly with the Louisiana shrimpers. I've been down to New Orleans in the past few weeks to meet with a whole group of shrimpers. One of them is here today in the audience. And I'm listening exactly to the point you're making. I hear from them, which is, Mr. Feinberg, we don't begrudge your paying people who are shrimpers, but we're the real historical shrimping industry in the Gulf. And we think that you're not paying sufficient attention to our parochial concerns.
Well, let me make this suggestion in the 20 seconds that I have. And because you're a very, very bright lawyer, I know, you got a great reputation. It's simple. Go to Wildlife and Fisheries down in Louisiana. That is your clients. They have the records. You don't need a visit with anyone else other than those that are Louisiana certified commercial fishermen. I would appreciate if you took that and built that into your matrix.
Will do.
Chairman, I yield back.
Thank you very much.